Minute after 7 o'clock in Antigua and Barbuda. This is your wake-up call presented by Twin Island Media on 94.1 FM. Joshua Ned Francis continues. We had some sound issues in the earlier part of our discussions. Let's hope we have surmounted those technical challenges. But we want to welcome once again Joshua Ned Francis of Good Humans 268, who's given us an update on the distribution of bins, recycling bins. She received 1,000 bins. Do I have that correct? From the
over
department?
1,000 bins.
Over
a little bit over
1,000 bins.
1,000.
Right.
So
Right.
the idea is that we're going to be giving schools between 10 to 15 bins. If a school doesn't need that amount, like for instance, we only need to give 9 to John Hughes Primary.
Tall. Joshua Nett? Josh. Oh, did I say tall and my mic is on? Anyway, Joshua Nett, we really seem to be having some challenges with you this morning. I'm not sure what the challenge is or what the issue is. I'm not sure what the issue is, but we really are having a hard time with you this morning.
I think the problem is the rain. When it rains, the internet is not the best at all.
That's very interesting. That's interesting. I've heard people say that, but I just technically I can't understand why. But, there we
I
are.
don't understand why either.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to go over the last point you were making because we lost you midstream.
So what we're doing is our student community service recycling project. We're distributing an additional 1,000+ bins to school. We started yesterday at the Charlesworth T. Samuel Primary School. And the idea is to visit all the schools, give them some additional bins, speak with the students. I'm hoping to speak with the different student councils. We have some flyers to stick up to amplify our current recycling efforts.
All right. What has been the response of this? By the way, you've just distributed to one school so far. How many more schools do you have to go? Just remind us.
80 more schools to go.
Oh, Lord. So what's involved in these distributions? You have a truck or a fleet of trucks at your disposal?
I have a car. And you fold down the seats and you pack the bins in the car and you go. So you pack based on the schools. And if we need 2 cars, we're going to be driving 2 cars. I am a believer, Darren. You don't need the perfect conditions to start. Just start and all the other things will fall into place. However, we also don't need a truck because we're not planning to do 15 schools in a day. We've been doing about 5 or 6.
Okay.
And we're doing it based on the zoning that we have. So the next school on the list tomorrow, we're going to be making our way to the Old Road Primary School, Erlins, Boland, St. Mary's Secondary. Because today there's actually handover ceremony for the breast cancer walk for CIBC that occurred last year, and a part of that. So we're not walking today, but it's a good thing because it's raining.
Yep, it is raining indeed. Now, AUA, UE, Antigua State College bins handover ceremony, but that happens today. You just mentioned that. So, right?
No, the CIBC walk for a cure, the breast cancer walk, today is the official handover ceremony.
Correct.
So I'm a part of that, hence not being able to go to a school this morning.
Okay. No, I got you.
So that's why we're doing tomorrow and not today.
I follow
So
you.
with our bin distribution, the idea is we're going to be a bit more intimate. So when we started the program, we went and we spoke to the principal and we placed the bins in the schools. Now I want to go and spend some time on the compound, sticking up flyers, answering questions for students. So we're estimating to spend about an hour to an hour and a half on each compound, because I'm trying a different way to see if we can get a better response from the students.
What has been the response of the students? And what are you looking for?
So we've had positive responses at different schools, like we've had this conversation before. And, the problem schools I told you about, that, not really happen. I want to go and really speak to some students, speak to their student council, speak to the cleaners, and see if we can get better feedback with regards to ensuring every week when we go and empty the bins, there is actually something in the bins. Because there's some schools we're just not collecting anything from. But Darren, I want to be ensured I'm fair to people. I think that a lot is happening on the school compound, and this is just a next thing. And while it's not hard, it's just a next thing that you have to remember to do, and that can be a bit overwhelming.
I can well imagine. Outside of the key stakeholders that you've involved and engaged and who provided Good Humans 268 with support, financially and otherwise, like the Department of the Environment and corporate sponsors and so on, what feedback have you gotten from the general public? How do they feel about the work that Good Humans 268 is doing. Do you get a sense that you're getting to what I call critical mass, where more and more people are catching the vision of doing better as far as our environment and far as our cleanliness is concerned, etc.?
We have more work to do, Darren. We have had positive response, but the issue that I'm having is we're having the positive response from the people who care. I need that response from the people who are still throwing these things out the window, people who are not using the bin, people who go into the beaches and littering. Those are the people that I really need to tap into, because the people who care are the people who are now reaching out to us. I never knew you guys recycled. We have a lot of households calling, like, how can we join the program? And there's several businesses who've reached out to us. So people are getting the wind of it. But that heated debate that we had, there's some people that they're not getting the wind. And those are the people that we really want to tackle.
Yeah, I can well imagine and certainly understand that. So the activities continue for Good Humans 268 tomorrow, because you said you have a busy day today, and as you said, as fate would have it, it's a rainy day. So there we go. So it continues tomorrow. So this starts tomorrow, or resumes tomorrow, and goes until when? When are you hoping to have all the 1,000 plus bins distributed?
I am hoping for that weekend, May the 9th. And it's that far because there are 80 schools. And as I said, this time around, when we go to the schools, it's not like when we did the first distribution of bins, where we just went and we put down the bins and we spoke with the principal. This time, I want to go and spend some time on the compounds. I also want to visit the different village shops and the different communities and let them know that we're doing. So this time around, we have 14 zones. We're hoping that we can spend 1 week in each zone, really getting the public involved, because also households, businesses, events, that's the future. And I really think if we get more people knowing about what we're doing, we're going to have a better response.
All right. Bona, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to highlight before we conclude our chat this morning, Joshua?
I just want to ensure that I make a correction from what was in the news last evening, because I know how Antiguans are. So we received, past tense, grant funding for our Student Community Service Recycling Program. And those funds were used for the barrels and the stickers and the various items. We did not pump any money into that bathroom at Potter's Primary. What we did is we advocated for it. On a visit to the school, I learned about the situation, and I have been very vocal about it on this same radio station. I've been to the minister, I've been to the director of education, and the bathroom was actually installed this year. To the government, Mr. Punter, the Board of Education, phenomenal. And I'm highlighting that story just because I want people to know change is only going to happen when we actually put things in place and we talk about it. A lot of times, Darren, even now as an advocate, I don't believe nothing is done for individuals with disabilities. I believe we have to keep reminding people. And I love to use myself, Good Humans. We had 8 employees, we're now down to 6. And sometimes I forget that somebody I'm not going to be able to work today because so and so and so. And I only manage 8 people. Can you imagine a minister? Can you imagine the different individuals? What we have to do, and what we did with Potter's Primary is we were consistent in the context. I kept asking about it. I kept talking about it. And we're now in conversation about grade 6 and SR Olivia David. So it's not necessarily that we pumped money into it. We've been advocating for it. And I just want to ensure I make that correction from the news last evening on the next few interviews that I'm on, because I know wrong news travel faster than the right news.
Tell me about it. Tell me, isn't that something? It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately.
That's just the way it is. And nobody's going to go back and be like, she said some million times. And be like, oh, yeah. Darren, a heart problem in this man. Lord.
I can well imagine.
But I want to ensure that put that on the record.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Anyway, Joshua and Francis, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning on Wake Up Call. We're very grateful for your time, as always. And we might, the event today, the CIBC event, you're going to be at that, I understand. That's what you were saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I'm so excited to find out how much was raised this year. Last year was 90,000. I'm excited to see if they were able to surpass that. And I really think CIBC goal last year was phenomenal,
Right.
And I'm just excited about even what they're going to do this year. And being a part of that, it's special.
Right, it certainly is. And speaking of CIBC, they are having a Valentine's promotion. So, have you been searching for that special piece of land? This Valentine's, CIBC Caribbean is making it more affordable to buy the land you'll love. You'll get up to 100% financing with up to 15 years to repay and reduced loan application fees. Plus, one lucky client will get a chance to win a romantic dinner for two at the Hut Little Jumbie. Lord of mercy. Joshua, did you hear that?
Look how in a session, yeah.
So anyway, to find
Good
out
food over there now.
to find out the land that you love, enjoy up to 100% financing on your land loan from CIBC Caribbean. Contact us at 764-5015. That's 764-5015, or visit CIBCFCIB.com for more information. All right, we'll be sharing that message between now and Valentine's Day. That would be nice. The Hut at Little Jumbie, Joshua Net. I can see you now on the sands there on Maiden Island.
Having a good time.
Having a great
It's
time.
a season of love.
In what? Joshua Net, you're throwing hints out there, Joshua Net. I hope he's listening. Anyway,
Thank you for having me.
what's that? Sorry?
I was saying thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Have a good day and blessings. Be safe.
Same to you, love.
All right. It's now 30 minutes after 7 o'clock in Antigua and Barbuda. This is your wake-up call presented by Twin Island Media on 94.1 FM. There are a number of